Well, the 1635 is not starting right anymore. I've had some issues with it. I sent it back to the dealership, and they rebuilt the starter. They load tested the battery, and it worked getting it off the truck, and it hasn't really worked since. It sounds like the pinion gear doesn't go out to hit engage the flywheel like it's supposed to, and I'll show you that in a second. I've got the battery charger on it right now because my first concern is that the battery doesn't have enough amperage, and the amperage is the kick behind it. So it's got plenty of voltage, but the amperage might not be enough to push that pinion gear out and hold it there while it's starting the tractor. So it could be that. And the second thing, I'm going to take this battery cable off right here. I'll show you that in a second. But they cheap out and they put this little tin clamp kind of band thing on the end of it. And with the new cables, if you get a good cable, it's got the lead clamp on it. So I'm gonna take that whole thing off, grease it, and put a decent battery ground on it. That could be the issue. So the starter was just rebuilt, so I'm pretty sure the starter is probably not screwed up. But it's probably, so we're gonna check out the battery and the cables and see what's going on. So what happens is you get up on the tractor, and this is what happens. It kind of tells me the battery might be junk. You hear that though? It's the pinion gear's not staying out. So we'll go over to the charger. It's also an engine starter. So we'll put this down on 400 amp boost. Let's see if that makes any difference. Alright, I guess we'll take this strap off. You want to do this too after the tractor's cooled a little bit because your exhaust is right there. So here's my battery cable. Just a cheap piece of crap, regular old battery cable. And so you want to make sure that you put this in right, because you don't want to put it upside down, then you'll have a twist in your cable. So this is the top, so we'll put it in. So you just plug that in, and it keeps the trickle charge on the battery. I'm gonna get this nut off. This thing right here is not super fun. Alright, we'll put this positive terminal up. Shiny. I've heard basically the only problem people have with the Mitsubishi is the ground ignition. I've heard that from several places. While that's charging, I'll put my booster pack on, and we'll see. Just by chance, I've got another battery charging, I guess is what I'm trying to say at the moment. And while that's happening, I've got a booster pack.